Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results in your neighborhood. Now it's 6:30.
Good evening. This is News 6 at 6:30, Getting Results. Thank you for joining us here live on News 6 Plus. I'm Ginger Gadsden. We want to start you off with your 7-day forecast, and meteorologist Jonathan Kegas joins us now. Jonathan.
Yeah, Ginger, and we are watching for the opportunity for some stronger thunderstorms this evening, so we'll get to the 7-day forecast in a little bit. But right now I want to start you off with the radar. Scattered thunderstorms again off of our coast. That is going to push in off the Atlantic side. We're watching this line here, and it certainly doesn't look like much. It's because we are locked onto the Melbourne radar, so we are out of range to actually see it. So we're going to go to a more widespread level, and here are the lines of thunderstorms that we're watching, slicing through the Big Bend round 1 and then right back to the Panhandle closer to Tallahassee for number 2. Those are going to push in later this evening. In the next hour or so, we'll start to see things try to fire up in and around Gainesville and then closer to Marion County. I think the best opportunity for these storms to be on the stronger side comes after about 10 o'clock and then for the first couple of hours of early tomorrow morning. So here's the main severe weather risk from about Coleman into Nobleton, Lake Panasoffkee through the villages, and then for us closer to Palm Coast and Marineland, and then certainly back off towards the north and west with the highest opportunity in the yellow shaded at level 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale, closer to Gainesville and Jacksonville, and then points to the north and west. Again, we are mainly on the clear side starting tomorrow. I think we'll have some clouds to contend with to start, and then we will see things get a little cooler. We'll talk much more about that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Jonathan, thank you. Well, WKMG is your go-to for the men's basketball national championship tonight. The Houston Cougars deserve to be there, but it's just unfortunate that they have to play the Florida Gators. My co-anchor Matt Austin is in the heart of Gator Nation. He is live in Gainesville, Florida tonight as fan excitement continues to build. Matt.
Ginger, you would be shocked. I'm outside the O'Connell Center. This is where the Gators play basketball, right? You would think the Gators were playing inside here in just a matter of minutes, but really, they're not. Take a look at the line.
Wow.
I don't know if I can express to you how long this line is. So it wraps all the way around the O'Connell Center, goes right next to where my photographer Will is, keeps going up farther than you can see, until you get all the way to the front of the line where you have these. Okay, they're very enthusiastic. So, okay, you got out here at what time this morning?
9 a.m.
Why would you do that?
Because we're a senior. We're graduating in 3 weeks. This is the best thing I could ask for in the last 3 weeks before I graduate.
So are you all together? Are you the
We're best friends.
We took shifts all day.
So friends, not sorority, just you all?
Sorority.
Okay, what's the sorority?
Get it right.
I don't know if anybody could make that out. Okay, Theta. Okay, so tell me what you guys think about this Walter character.
I mean, wow. I genuinely think he is the best person that Florida has ever had, and the comparison to Steph Curry is honestly perfect because he literally is the Steph Curry of the Florida Gators, and I think he's everything we could have ever asked for.
We're obsessed with his daughter, Leilani.
We love him!
They even know his daughter's name. Okay, fantastic. So you guys you guys are getting in at 7 o'clock. It's in about 25 minutes or so. How are you feeling? Is it very exciting out here?
We are so excited to celebrate the Gators because they're winning tonight.
Okay, so they're very excited. Gigi, I think it's fair to say, thank you ladies, good job. I'm always very nervous doing live interviews with college students outside of a game, but that worked out way better than I expected. So also hoping the weather works out because the skies man, Will, if you can get that, that's impressive. It is very gloomy outside, so they're going to get let in 25 minutes, and hopefully at that point they will have escaped whatever weather situation's going on out here. Gigi?
I mean, those are some dedicated fans. And might I add, wow, the Steph Curry of the Florida Gators, that really is saying something about how they feel.
Yeah, I would say that everybody out here, they're trying to get me back over there. Everybody is very, as they said, obsessed with Walter Clayton Jr. That guy is the talk of the town here in Gainesville. I can't imagine what it's like being him on this campus, but it's like having a national superstar on your college campus here in Gainesville. Pretty wild. He's what everybody's talking about,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's understandable because
And rightfully
he's
so.
incredible.
Rightfully so. Okay, so I have a couple of questions to ask you. Where will you be watching the game tonight, Matt?
I think I'm going to be watching it from right in here inside the O'Connell Center. And I'm excited to watch it with these kids. I have no idea what this is going to be like because we're going to be watching it on a screen, but we're going to be in the place where the Gators play. And I was surprised by this. So this isn't even the hottest ticket in town because 10,000 people can get inside here. But there is the Swamp Restaurant. Okay, if you get to watch the game in the Swamp Restaurant tonight and you're a college kid, that means you camped out at 2 p.m. yesterday. So
Oh, no.
That's how dedicated they are to get into the Swamp Restaurant.
Okay, so that leads me to my other question. They're camping out and they're going to get into the Swamp Restaurant. Where are you going to eat? Because are they serving food in there? What's the plan?
Yeah, they've opened up all the concessions in here. So all the students, and I've seen them all carrying, they've been out here for 8 hours, them 12 hours, just to get in there to see this game. So the concessions will be open. It's going to be like a regular game atmosphere without the actual play. So I've never seen anything like it. I'm rather interested to see how it works out.
Yeah, it's going to be a little different. And Godspeed to you when the Gators actually win this thing, because that place is going to explode. So I hope you wore your running shoes and not your skinny pants.
I always have my skinny pants on, Gigi. My running shoes and my skinny pants. I've got it all.
So
we'll be good. Yeah, this play, they're going to go nuts if they win. I cannot imagine what's going to happen in Gainesville tonight if this team wins, because everybody it's electric here.
Yeah, hopefully we'll find out. All right, Matt, great job. Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Again, that big game is tonight with tip-off set for 8:50. You can watch it live on WKMG. Then stay tuned for all the reaction right after the game, right here on News 6. Well, a man who was a bystander was shot and killed outside of an Orlando restaurant. Police arrested a man who had a first appearance in court today. News 6's Laverne McGee spoke to people who work at the Magic Mall Shopping Center.
I am going to hold Mr. Richards at no bond.
42-year-old Keyshawn Richards made his first appearance before a judge at the Orange County Jail this afternoon. He's accused of shooting and killing 46-year-old Joseph Phillips early Sunday morning. Orlando police say Phillips was in the wrong place at the wrong time. They believe he was coming out of the Junction Island Bar and Restaurant in the Magic Mall on West Colonial. They say a group of people in the Magic Mall parking lot were arguing when a shot was fired. The bullet hit Phillips. I spoke to a woman at Phillips' home who said the family was not ready to talk about what happened.
Magic Mall does get a bad name, but Magic Mall is not bad.
I spoke to the owner of Showtime International Hair and More that's located just feet away from where the shooting happened. She says she's been in this plaza for over 15 years and says she's upset but not scared.
I think it's sad that it happened, and I do think it's bad for business that is publicized publicly when a shooting happens and not when the good days are here.
Richards has been charged with manslaughter with a weapon, and they are not looking for any more suspects. Laverne McGee, Getting Results, News 6.
Terrifying new video when a private helicopter plummets out of the sky and onto a ball field in Brevard County. The video, which police tell us is now part of the investigation, was recorded at a popular park for kids' sports. Fortunately, though, no games were going on at the time. News 6's James Barbero tells us what he's learned about who was in that helicopter and how they're doing now.
Oh my God.
From just a couple hundred yards away, someone on the tennis courts records the helicopter crash here at the McKnight Sports Complex. I'm standing in between the tennis courts and the softball field, where Rockledge police tell me what was left of the helicopter was removed today. Here's what first responders reported when they got here Sunday. Thankfully, it was good news for the pilot and his passenger, who, judging by the video, which police told me they're looking at now as well, could have been killed.
Helicopter crash. 2 passengers in the helicopter. They're both alert, but do have injuries. Rescue's taking them now. Both patients have been stabilized. They are both awake and breathing so far.
Also over the radio, the rescuers reported the names of the pilot and his passenger. They said the pilot was 61-year-old Wasim Niazi. I found out Dr. Niazi is a local neurologist. When I went to his house in Merritt Island, his daughter told me he was about to get surgery on his lower back. This is his LinkedIn picture, and in the reflection of his sunglasses, I noticed a small plane. His daughter told me Dr. Niazi's been flying for decades, and his passenger was his girlfriend. I wasn't able to talk to her or her family today. Police said engine failure may have caused the crash. I also learned today police have turned over this video to the NTSB as the investigation continues. The records department also told me it might share 911 audio when the helicopter crashed. That could be as soon as tomorrow. And whatever we get, we'll add that to this story on clickorlando.com. In Rockledge, Brevard County, I'm James Sparvero, Getting Results News 6.
So let's take a look now at what's trending on Central Florida's #1 news website, clickorlando.com. Not even a 6 to 7 foot gator was enough to stop a Florida woman from saving her dog. When that gator grabbed the pet, she pried its jaws open. You'll find that story at clickorlando.com. Also, is Port St. Lucie the safest city in Florida? Clickorlando.com features a new list from Wallet Hub where you can weigh in on the rankings. And an Orlando woman is fed up with the promotional text messages from Crumble Cookies after she opted out of getting them. Clickorlando.com breaks down the lawsuit against the cookie company. Well, it is that time of year when thieves try to take advantage of our tax deadlines. The former commissioner of the IRS is pointing out the dead giveaways of a fake message asking for your information. And a drop in enrollment is part of why Volusia County schools face a $25 million budget deficit. The tough choices that could be made in order to save money. You're watching News 6 at 6:30 live on News 6 Plus. We're getting results in Cow Creek, Port St. Lucie, Port St. John, and all of Central Florida. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Monday evening traffic alert. Listen up. We have things scheduled, but we also have a band of weather moving through tonight. So this stuff could get suspended. I'm talking Turnpike lane closures and 417 lane closures. Both these cause some slowdowns for us. But with the weather, I just need you to be careful. It may or may not happen, but either way, I need you to drive safely. I'm Trooper Steve with the News 6 traffic alert. Drive carefully, and I'll catch you in the morning.
Volusia County schools are looking at a big deficit in its budget, about $25 million. The school board will weigh its options tomorrow in a workshop with a couple that could include cuts in changing up staff ratios to students. News 6's Molly Reed explains what we know so far about the budget shortfall.
Well, the numbers are out, and when there's a big deficit, that means the district will have to find a way to make up for it. There are two ways the district is going to look at addressing this. One, reevaluating the staff ratios, and two, an enrollment campaign, trying to get students back in public schools. I'm told one of the biggest causes behind budget problems for all school districts in Florida, not just Volusia, is enrollment.
As more and more school choice has been available, we've had to adjust our programs and our spending.
Volusia School Board Vice Chair Ruben Colon says they'll have tough choices to make this year once again. Enrollment in public schools has been dropping since the pandemic.
$25 million is undoubtedly a lot of money, but just to put it into context, we have a close to $1.5 billion budget.
But the board members I talked to say they have to make adjustments to have a $0 deficit, which is required by law. Since the state legislature is in session now, the district is also waiting to hear what the state budget will be as far as student allocations.
We really have to make strong business decisions with our school district. And that's going to involve some things that, some people may or may not like.
Board member Krista Goodrich says the board and district will take a hard look at program participation as another possible way to make cuts.
I know that we're certainly going to try to retain teachers as best as we can, and we're certainly still working on trying to make improvements on teacher pay. But there's other places in the district that we can make cuts that would make it a more effective machine.
The school board has a workshop where they'll be talking about this issue tomorrow in DeLand at 10 a.m. In Volusia County, I'm Molly Reed getting results, News 6.
All right, let's take a live look now over downtown Orlando. This is from our Light Orlando Delivering Hope camera. And this is a different situation from earlier today. Around 2 o'clock today, I got some rain at my house. Not a whole lot, but need every ounce of it too. Just don't need any severe thing that might be heading our way.
You said it perfectly. Yeah, we need the rain. We can go without the severe stuff, but boy, it's been dry out there. The grass is crunchy if you haven't been watering. Drought situation expanding across the board. We could use the rain, and we have some coming tonight. Here's the deal. A few of these could get a little rowdy tonight, especially northwest of I-4. So the further north you are, the better opportunity you're going to have to see a rogue strong thunderstorm. I'm not anticipating widespread severe weather by any means. And the further south and east you are of I-4, the better opportunity is you're not going to really even see anything. Even the rainfall is going to continue to weaken as it moves south and east of I-4. So that's what the radar picture looks like right now. The junk that we are tracking is back towards our north and west. So this is 7, 8 o'clock, pretty much where we are right now. Here is the line of thunderstorms. So watch what happens as we go towards 11 o'clock. This is, I think, the time that we're going to be concerned with the most. As we get into that 10 o'clock to midnight hour, these little guys here, you see the darker reds firing up. That's where we could have a few of these storms become on the strong side. But you see how quickly things fizzle out. This is 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning. Maybe a stray thunderstorm hanging around Palm Bay. A few more scattered showers developing with that secondary line I showed you earlier in the show. Otherwise, again, I think that's going to be our main time frame, 10 o'clock to midnight, maybe 1 a.m. for the stronger thunderstorms. As we get into tomorrow, we'll see a few more showers early in the morning. I think the clouds stay around more often than not, and that's going to help it be on the cooler side tomorrow. We also have some cooler air following this big front that is passing through central Florida. Here's a live look now in downtown Orlando with our Light Orlando Delivering Hope Skycam. We're back to the upper 80s. The breeze, you felt that all day. It's been gusty at times to 30-ish miles an hour. We have it sustained now at the airport out of the west-southwest at about 19 miles an hour. Good news tomorrow, the wind is going to back off significantly as this front slides on through and leaves us alone a little bit. 5 to 10 mile per hour wind gusts as we get deeper into tomorrow evening. So maybe a little breezy to start, and then gradually we will see those winds come down and also the temperatures coming down. Look at the difference between Orlando, back to the upper 80s, and Birmingham in the upper 40s right now. Those are the actual air temperatures, a 40-degree difference from Orlando to Birmingham. That is behind Cold front number 1 that is sliding through overnight and into the first part of tomorrow. Cold front number 2 is back off towards the north and west. You see the divide from St. Louis to Chicago. That's where that one is hanging out. We will continue to watch that one advance to bring us even cooler air as we get into the latter stages of the upcoming week, of the rest of this week. Average lows are right around 60. We're still above that tomorrow when you wake up as scattered showers are around. Now here's a look at tomorrow afternoon.
Your forecast is sponsored by the Florida Lottery.
Rain chances tomorrow at 40%, mainly for rain developing before lunch, and then that should get on out of here. Temperatures, though, much cooler tomorrow. Mid to upper 70s. Again, that's about 10, 15 degrees cooler than where we've been, especially when compared to the 90s that we've had over the past several days. 20% shot for a few coastal showers on Wednesday. We're back to the upper 70s, or right around 80 on Thursday. Even warmer on Friday. Cold front number 2 comes through. Look at this weekend, mid to upper 70s, lots of sunshine, starting off in the 50s. That's what you would call comfortable weather returning as we get into the weekend. 82 degrees on Monday, nothing but sunshine, Ginger.
All right, Jonathan, thank you. Well, as the tax filing deadline approaches, crooks are after your personal information. That's the word from the Internal Revenue Service. Investigator Louis Bolden has this week's schemes in Ripoffs Alert.
We've all gotten them. Unsolicited text messages and emails, seemingly harmless, but secretly after your information.
Unfortunately, each and every year we see more and more tax scams and schemes.
Former IRS Commissioner Danny Werfel sat down with News 6 and says phishing and smishing schemes top the list of this year's Dirty Dozen,
which is our top 12 tax scams to be on the lookout for.
If it comes in email, it's phishing. In text, smishing. Werfel says sometimes the crooks want as much personal information as possible so they can use it to fraudulently file tax returns and claim refund money that isn't theirs. Other times they want fast money now.
It'll say something like, "This is the IRS. You owe $4,500. Click here to pay or face significant more penalties."
Does the IRS ever send links?
No.
That's the first red flag, and there are others. Werfel says the IRS won't initiate contact with you by email or social media to request personal or financial information.
It is our effort to get the word out to taxpayers on what to be on the lookout for in terms of tax scams.
If you think you've been the victim of a scheme or ripoff, email me at lbolden@wkmg.com. Remember, don't fall for the scheme, don't get ripped off. Getting results, I'm Louis Bolden, News 6.
Our next stop on the road is Claremont, so if you live there, we want to hear from you. What makes your community so special? What are your concerns? And how can we help you get results? Let us know at clickorlando.com/hitstheroad. Fill out the form and don't be surprised if you hear from us. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Okay, so my co-anchor Matt Austin witnessed some excitement from Gator Nation in Gainesville ahead of tonight's national championship. The game airs right here on WKMG. And the Florida Gators could be hoisting that trophy high in San Antonio. News 6's Mark Lehman also spoke to fans excited for the big game.
After that big Final Four win over the weekend, a lot of places will be rocking with fans, including the Hideaway Bar here in Orlando. The Gators have been working to get back to the championship since they last won in 2007, and now they're one win away from taking home the trophy. It was an electric night for Gators fans over the weekend as Florida punched their ticket to the national championship.
It was electric. I mean, I felt like I was in Gainesville.
The Florida Gators taking down top overall seed Auburn in a blow-for-blow basketball brawl. Coach Todd Golden saying the win was built on the team's perseverance.
It's a resilience, you know. We've had that, been able to put that on display in the NCAA tournament really all year.
Florida will be facing off against Houston tonight after the Cougars put together an unexpected comeback against Duke in the final seconds of their game. Now excitement is building for the showdown, with Gators fans hoping for the team's one shining moment and Florida's first basketball championship in nearly 20 years.
It's like we're back in 2007 all over again, man. This is the dream team right now. This is the destiny. The Gators are going to win the national championship, baby.
And if that fan's excitement was any indication, you can only imagine what it'll be like tonight. Now, heading into tonight's game, Houston is 0-2 in championship matchups. And if Florida comes out on top, this will be their third national title. For now, reporting in Orlando, Mark Lehman, Getting Results, News 6.
Fingers crossed. And again, the big game is tonight with tip-off set for just after 8:50. You can watch it live right here on WKMG. Sports Director Jamie Say and the rest of us will have plenty to say right after the big game on the late news tonight. But it is so exciting that they are there once again, and they're so close. So close.
And it's so hard to get to. There's so much can happen in this tournament. It's just going to be exciting. Jamie said it at the 6:30. She broke it down beautifully. I think blowout.
So fingers crossed, and we are rooting for the Gators, of course, home team. Thank you so much for watching News 6 at 6:30. Stream News 6 online anytime on our News 6 Plus Smart TV app. Have a good night.